Let's go over our emotional responses one last time.
Okay.
Professor Tupperman is dead, and that makes us...
sad.
12 years on Big Bang Theory changed their lives forever. But when the cameras stopped rolling, the real drama began. One star fought a legal battle at 101 years old. Another gave up American citizenship for a movie role. The most shocking twist? The actor everyone loved was never supposed to get the part at all. Now they're breaking their silence on the feuds, failures, and unexpected triumphs that came after TV fame. Kaley Cuoco. For 12 years, Kaley Cuoco was America's favorite girl next door. Then, in 2019, The Big Bang Theory ended, and just like that, the biggest role of her life was over. She had a choice: fade into TV history or prove she was more than just Penny. She didn't hesitate. Instead of waiting for the perfect role, she built her own path and took risks that no one saw coming. She launched her own production company, yes, Norman Productions, and wasted no time getting to work. Her first major project was The Flight Attendant, an HBO Max series that premiered in 2020. Cuoco played Cassie Bowden, a flight attendant caught in a murder mystery after a one-night stand turns deadly. This was a complete shift from her comedic roots. Cassie was messy, unpredictable, and struggling with alcoholism. The role was intense, and Cuoco proved she had serious dramatic range. The show became a hit, earning her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. It was a turning point in her career. At the same time, she took on another challenge. She became the voice of Harley Quinn in the animated series that premiered in 2019. The show was bold, violent, and filled with dark humor. Cuoco's take on Harley gave the character a fresh energy, and fans loved it. This was another win for her, but she wasn't stopping there. She kept the momentum going with Meet Cute, a 2022 rom-com where she starred alongside Pete Davidson. Then, in 2023, she led the dark comedy series based on a true story, which explored America's obsession with true crime. Some critics felt she was playing characters too similar to Cassie, but Cuoco kept pushing forward. She is now preparing for one of the biggest challenges of her career. She will star as Hollywood icon Doris Day in an upcoming biographical series. If successful, it could take her career in a whole new direction. Cuoco has never hidden the challenges she has faced. After The Big Bang Theory ended, she admitted she was scared that nothing would ever compare to its success. But she refused to chase another sitcom. Instead, she focused on projects that excited her. That resilience was something she had developed long before her Hollywood career. Even during her years on The Big Bang Theory, things weren't always smooth behind the scenes. In 2017, she and the other original cast members took a pay cut to increase the salaries of co-stars Mayim Bialik and Melissa Rauch. The decision caused tension, but an even bigger shock came in 2018 when Jim Parsons announced he was leaving the show. Cuoco had no idea it was coming, and since his exit meant the end of the series, she felt blindsided. The show wrapped up in 2019, and though she loved playing Penny, she was disappointed with how the character's story ended. She didn't agree with Penny's unexpected pregnancy in the finale, feeling it went against her character's journey. Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons became a household name as Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory. For 12 seasons, he played the socially awkward genius, earning 4 Primetime Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe. By the time the show ended in 2019, he was one of the highest-paid actors on television. At his peak, he made $1 million per episode, bringing his total earnings from the series to around $177.7 million. In 2018, CBS offered him a deal worth $50 million for more seasons, but Parsons turned it down. His decision led to the show's conclusion. He later explained that he felt it was time to move on. Though he left the role behind, he stayed connected as the narrator and executive producer of Young Sheldon, which ran until 2024. Since then, Parsons has explored a variety of projects. In 2020, he starred in Netflix's limited series Hollywood, earning an Emmy nomination for playing Henry Wilson, a powerful yet ruthless talent agent. In 2022, he took on a dramatic role in Spoiler Alert, a romantic drama based on the memoir of journalist Michael Ausiello. His performance was praised for its emotional depth. In 2024, he made a major return to Broadway, starring in Our Town at the Ethel Barrymore Theater. He played the stage manager, a role that required him to guide the audience through the story. It was a big shift from sitcom comedy, but it proved his versatility. That same year, he joined Jessica Lange in Paula Vogel's play Mother Play, another project that showcased his dramatic talent. Beyond acting, Parsons has been successful as a producer. Since 2015, he and his husband, Todd Spywak, have run That's Wonderful Productions. The company produced Special, 2019 to 2021, an Emmy-nominated series that focused on a gay man with cerebral palsy. Parsons has always been drawn to projects that highlight underrepresented voices. As for the future, fans often wonder if he will ever return as Sheldon. He has said that a revival is unlikely, even joking that it would require reincarnation. However, he has not ruled out appearing in Big Bang Theory spin-offs. With new projects expanding the franchise, a cameo from Parsons is always a possibility. In his personal life, he has remained grounded. He and Spywak have been married since 2017. They share a passion for creative storytelling, but have chosen not to have children. Looking back on his journey, Parsons has expressed nothing but gratitude. He took a risk leaving The Big Bang Theory, but his career has only continued to grow. Simon Helberg. Simon Helberg never planned on becoming a sitcom legend. Before The Big Bang Theory, he was just another actor trying to make it in Hollywood. Then, in 2007, he landed the role of Howard Wolowitz. The show became a global phenomenon, and for 12 years, Helberg played the eccentric aerospace engineer with the tight pants and flashy belt buckles. But when the series ended in 2019, he faced a new challenge, proving he was more than just Howard. After The Big Bang Theory, Helberg took on unexpected roles to show his range. In 2021, he starred in Annette, a musical drama with Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. He played the accompanist, a complex and mysterious character, far from the loud and goofy Howard. His dedication to the role went so far that he even became a French citizen to help with the film's funding. In the end, this wasn't necessary, but it showed his commitment. Critics praised his performance, proving he could hold his own in serious films. Helberg also made a guest appearance in Poker Face, a mystery series on Peacock. He played an FBI agent who was both clueless and hilarious, reminding audiences of his sharp comedic skills. Though it was just one episode, it showed that he could still make an impact in television. Long before The Big Bang Theory, Helberg had already built a strong career. In 2016, he earned a Golden Globe nomination for his role as Cosme McMoon in Florence Foster Jenkins, acting alongside Meryl Streep and Hugh Grant. He had also appeared in films like A Serious Man, 2009, and Space Oddity, proving he could shift between comedy and drama with ease. Outside of acting, Helberg's personal life has stayed steady. He has been married to actress Jocelyn Town since 2007 and they have 2 children. In 2023, they listed their Los Angeles estate for sale, though they haven't shared why. The move could mean a change in priorities or simply a fresh start. Behind the scenes, Helberg has faced personal struggles. During the early seasons of The Big Bang Theory, he battled obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, a condition that delayed his plans to start a family. At a time when the show was bringing him fame and fortune, he was also dealing with intense anxiety. He has since spoken openly about his struggles, bringing attention to the mental health challenges that can exist even at the height of success. One of the biggest surprises about Helberg's career came years after The Big Bang Theory ended. In 2022, he learned something shocking. He was not the first choice to play Howard Wolowitz. Originally, Kevin Sussman, the actor who later played Stewart, had won the role. But because of a scheduling conflict, Sussman had to drop out, giving Helberg the opportunity that changed his life. For over a decade, Sussman kept this a secret to avoid awkwardness. When Helberg finally found out, he was stunned but grateful. Johnny Galecki. Johnny Galecki became a household name as Leonard Hofstadter on The Big Bang Theory, but his life took a different turn after the show ended in 2019. Instead of staying in the Hollywood spotlight, he chose a quieter path, balancing family, creative projects, and personal challenges. Right after The Big Bang Theory, Galecki returned to television, reprising his role as David Healy in The Conners. The show, a spin-off of Roseanne, gave him a chance to revisit his character and show how David had changed over the years. But he didn't stick around for long. Instead of focusing on acting, he started working behind the scenes. One of his biggest projects was A-OK, a sitcom set in 1991 about a struggling internet startup. He co-created it with John Quaintance, the executive producer of Will and Grace, and took on the role of executive producer. Even though he stepped away from television, he didn't quit acting entirely. He took on roles in independent films, choosing projects that challenged him instead of chasing big studio productions. His decision to stay away from major Hollywood roles showed that he wanted to move beyond being known just as Leonard. While his career shifted, his personal life changed even more. In late 2019, he and Elena Meyer welcomed their first child, a son named Orbison. But their relationship didn't last, and they split in 2020. A few years later, he married Morgan Galecki, and in 2023, they had a daughter named Una Evelina. Instead of staying in Los Angeles, he moved to Nashville, looking for a quieter and more private life. During his years on The Big Bang Theory, Galecki faced challenges that most fans never knew about. In 2011, he was diagnosed with Bell's palsy, a condition that caused temporary facial paralysis. He experienced numbness and teary eyes, but kept working without letting it affect his performance. Outside of acting, he hasn't been afraid to share his opinions, even when they sparked controversy. After the 2018 Florida school shooting, he spoke out in favor of gun control. His stance upset many fans, and he lost thousands of followers on social media. But he didn't back down or apologize for his views. His time on The Big Bang Theory also came with a few strange behind-the-scenes stories. For 12 years, he had a habit of sticking used chewing gum on a hidden wall of the set. His co-star, Kunal Nayyar, eventually revealed the secret. But the biggest surprise was Galecki's own confession. He admitted that he was the only cast member who had sex in his dressing room during the show's run, a detail that shocked fans and colleagues alike. Kunal Nayyar. Kunal Nayyar was once the shy, awkward Rauch on The Big Bang Theory, a role that made him famous worldwide. But after the show ended in 2019, he didn't just sit back and enjoy the success. He took risks, explored new roles, and built a career far beyond the nerdy astrophysicist fans knew so well. In 2020, Nayyar shocked audiences with his role in Netflix's Criminal, UK. He played a convicted serial killer named Sandeep, a character completely different from anything he had done before. Critics praised his performance, and in 2021, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the British Academy Television Awards. 2 years later, he starred alongside Uma Thurman in Suspicion, a thriller on Apple TV+. His transformation from comedy to drama was unexpected, but proved his versatility as an actor. Even with his move into darker roles, Nayyar didn't leave comedy behind. In 2024, he reunited with his Big Bang Theory co-star, Melissa Rauch, for a guest appearance on NBC's Night Court. That same year, he starred in the romantic comedy How to Date Billy Walsh. But his most ambitious project is still ahead. He will play Scrooge in Christmas Karma, a Bollywood-style musical adaptation of A Christmas Carol, directed by Gurinder Chadha. This fresh take on the classic story could be one of the biggest moments of his career. Animation has also been a big part of his journey. His voice brought life to Guy Diamond in DreamWorks' Trolls, 2016, and Gupta in Ice Age, Continental Drift, 2012. These roles made him a familiar voice in family films, expanding his reach beyond live-action performances. Outside of acting, Nayyar has explored other creative paths. In 2015, he wrote Yes, My Accent is Real, a memoir about his life as an immigrant breaking into Hollywood. The book was well received, filled with humor and personal stories that gave fans a deeper look into his journey. He also co-wrote the play Cotton Candy, which premiered in India. On stage, he performed in Jesse Eisenberg's play The Spoils, first off-Broadway and later in London's West End. His career hasn't been without controversy. A scene from The Big Bang Theory sparked backlash when Rauch made a derogatory comment comparing Bollywood actresses Madhuri Dixit and Aishwarya Rai. The remark led to public outrage, and in 2023, political analyst Mithun Vijay Kumar took legal action against Netflix. Nayyar has never publicly addressed the issue. On a lighter note, his parking habits on set reportedly annoyed his co-stars, though this became more of an inside joke than a real issue. Melissa Rauch. Melissa Rauch never planned to be a Hollywood star. Before The Big Bang Theory made her famous, she was a struggling actress doing stand-up comedy in small clubs, hoping for a break. That break came in 2009 when she landed the role of Bernadette Rostenkowski-Wolowitz. Her high-pitched voice and sharp comedic timing made her a fan favorite, and she stayed with the show for 10 years. But when The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, Rauch had a decision to make. She could play it safe and take on similar roles, or she could push herself into new territory. She chose the second option. In 2015, while still on The Big Bang Theory, she took a big risk with The Bronze, a comedy drama she co-wrote, co-produced, and starred in. She played Hope Ann Gregory, a bitter former Olympic gymnast refusing to move on from her past success. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, and while reviews were mixed, her performance stood out. But getting to that point wasn't easy. When the project started, producers didn't want her in the lead role. They wanted a more recognizable movie star. Rauch fought for it and won. Her performance was bold, hilarious, and completely different from Bernadette. Voice acting became another major part of her career. In 2017, she landed the role of Harley Quinn in Batman and Harley Quinn, something she had dreamed of for years. She brought her own spin to the character, mixing humor and mischief with Harley's rebellious energy. She later admitted she used her New Jersey upbringing as inspiration, giving the character a playful but tough edge. After The Big Bang Theory ended, she took some time to focus on family. She had married writer-producer Winston Beigel years earlier, and they welcomed their first child in 2017. In 2020, they had their second. But she wasn't done with acting. In 2023, she returned to network television as the lead in NBC's Night Court revival. She played Judge Abby Stone, the daughter of Judge Harold T. Stone, from the original series. She also became an executive producer, working closely with her husband to bring the show to life. Night Court was a hit. Audiences loved the mix of humor and heart, and NBC renewed it for a second season. Rauch's character had an optimistic personality, but there was more to her than just jokes. Abby's struggles with alcoholism added depth, making the show more than just a throwback to the past. Outside of acting, Rauch kept busy. She voiced characters in animated shows like Firebuds in 2022 and even appeared on Celebrity Jeopardy! That same year. She didn't make it to the final rounds, but fans loved seeing her personality shine. Even with her growing career, family always came first. She and Beigel ran After January Productions, a company they built together. She also dedicated time to charity work, co-founding Oscar's Kids, a nonprofit for children with cancer. While she mostly avoided controversy, she had to fight hard for some of her biggest roles. The Bronze was a perfect example. Producers didn't think she could carry the film, but she proved them wrong. Instead of letting herself be typecast as Bernadette forever, she built a career that kept evolving. Mayim Bialik. In the early 1990s, Mayim Bialik was a teenage star with a hit show, Blossom, and a bright future in Hollywood. But instead of chasing more acting roles, she did something unexpected. She walked away from the industry to study neuroscience. Years later, she made an even bigger comeback as Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory. That role turned her into a household name, earning her 4 Primetime Emmy nominations and 2 Critics' Choice Television Awards. Even in 2025, she remains a major figure in entertainment and science, though her journey has been filled with both success and controversy. After The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, Bialik stayed busy. She starred in the sitcom Call Me Kat, which aired from 2021 to 2023. The show was based on the British series Miranda and followed a quirky woman running a cat cafe. Though it had a loyal audience, it was cancelled after 3 seasons. In 2022, she directed her first film, As They Made Us, a deeply personal drama that received praise for its emotional storytelling. During this time, she also became one of the hosts of Jeopardy! Alongside Ken Jennings, from 2021 to 2023, she shared hosting duties, but her time on the show was met with mixed reactions. Some viewers appreciated her intelligence, while others criticized her style. Her endorsement of the brain supplement Neuriva, which some experts dismissed as pseudoscience, only added to the debate. Beyond acting, Bialik is a successful author. She has written books that break down science in a way that's easy to understand. Girling Up and Boying Up explore the struggles of growing up. Beyond the Sling focuses on parenting, and Mayim's Vegan Table offers plant-based recipes. In 2015, she launched Grok Nation, a website meant for discussing social issues, though it stopped being updated in 2019. Her background in neuroscience has made her a strong advocate for women in STEM. She also speaks openly about mental health. On her podcast, Mayim Bialik's Breakdown, she shares her experiences with OCD and eating disorders. She co-hosts the show with her partner, Jonathan Cohen, and together they explore mental health from a scientific and personal perspective. Faith plays a big role in her life. She identifies as modern Orthodox Jewish and often speaks about her beliefs. She has also been vocal in supporting Israel, especially during times of conflict. While some admire her for standing by her faith, others have criticized her views. Throughout her career, Bialik has faced controversy. In 2017, she wrote an op-ed for the New York Times about the Harvey Weinstein scandal. In it, she suggested that dressing modestly and avoiding flirtation had protected her from harassment. Many saw this as victim blaming. After backlash, she apologized and clarified that no victim is ever responsible for assault. She also faced criticism for her views on vaccines. Earlier in her career, she admitted to delaying vaccinations for her children. This led some to label her anti-vaccine, even though she later received COVID-19 and flu vaccines. Kevin Sussman. Kevin Sussman never planned on becoming famous. Before The Big Bang Theory made him a familiar face, he was just another aspiring actor trying to find his place in Hollywood. He worked in a comic book store while auditioning for roles, never expecting that one day he'd be playing a comic book store owner on one of the biggest sitcoms in television history. When The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, many wondered what would come next for him. Unlike some actors who struggle to move past an iconic role, Sussman stepped into new projects with ease. He proved his range by taking on dramatic roles in Better Call Saul and The Dropout. In Better Call Saul, he played Mr. Link in 2 episodes, showing he could handle serious storytelling. In The Dropout, the Hulu miniseries about Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos scandal, he played Mark Rusler, adding another dramatic performance to his resume. Comedy was still a part of his career. He appeared in 2 episodes of Call Me Kat, a sitcom starring his former co-star Mayim Bialik. He also landed a recurring role in Lessons in Chemistry, an Apple TV Plus series where he played Walter Pine. These roles showed that Sussman wasn't tied to just one genre. He could move between comedy and drama effortlessly. His talents went beyond acting. In 2013, he co-created Dark Minions, a stop-motion animated comedy, with John Ross Bowie, who played Barry Kripke on The Big Bang Theory. Amazon Studios bought the project, but it was never fully produced. That didn't stop Sussman from continuing to write. He and Bowie worked on other scripts, including the Ever After part for Fox and The Second Coming of Rob for CBS. These shows never made it to air, but they proved that Sussman had a passion for storytelling that went beyond performing. Before he became Stuart Bloom, Sussman had already built an impressive career. He appeared in Ugly Betty as Walter and had roles in films like Liberty Heights, 1999, and Almost Famous, 2000. He was originally cast as Howard Wolowitz in The Big Bang Theory, but because he was under contract with ABC for Ugly Betty, he had to give up the role. Simon Helberg took over as Howard, and a few seasons later, Sussman joined as Stuart, turning what was supposed to be a minor role into one of the most beloved characters on the show. Despite his success, he has faced challenges. During the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, he spoke about how streaming platforms had drastically changed how actors get paid. When The Big Bang Theory aired on CBS, syndication residuals provided steady income. But when the show moved to streaming platforms like Max and Amazon Prime, residuals dropped significantly. His experience reflected a larger issue in Hollywood, where many actors struggled to make a living in the streaming era. Sara Gilbert. Sara Gilbert's journey in Hollywood has been anything but ordinary. She started acting as a child, but no one could have predicted how far she would go. Born on January 29, 1975, in Santa Monica, California, she found fame early with her role as Darlene Connor on Roseanne. The show ran from 1988 to 1997, making her a household name. Her character was smart, sarcastic, and different from the usual teenage girls on TV. Audiences loved her, and critics did too. She earned 2 Primetime Emmy nominations for the role. When Roseanne returned in 2018, Gilbert was not just an actor, she was also an executive producer. She played a major role in bringing the show back. But everything changed when Roseanne Barr posted a racist tweet about Valerie Jarrett. ABC immediately canceled the show, despite its high ratings. Gilbert spoke out against Barr's comments, saying they did not reflect the values of the cast and crew. Barr did not take it well. She publicly blamed Gilbert for the show's cancellation, calling her a traitor. The fallout was huge, and their relationship was never the same. But Gilbert kept moving forward. She helped create The Conners, a spin-off that continued the story without Barr. Outside of Roseanne, Gilbert had other major roles. On The Big Bang Theory, she played Leslie Winkle, a physicist who had a brief relationship with Leonard Hofstadter, played by Johnny Galecki. The character was a fan favorite, known for her sharp comebacks and no-nonsense attitude. She was promoted to the main cast for a short time, but the writers struggled to fit her into the larger story. Eventually, she was reduced to guest appearances. Television was not her only focus. In 2010, she created The Talk, a CBS daytime show where women discussed current events from the perspective of motherhood. The show became a huge success, winning multiple Daytime Emmy Awards. She co-hosted for nearly a decade before leaving in 2019 to focus on other projects. Gilbert also explored other creative areas. She acted in shows like ER, 24, Grey's Anatomy, and Atypical. She took on film roles too, appearing in Poison Ivy and riding in cars with boys. She even co-founded a production company, Sarah plus Tom, with producer Tom Werner. She is also an executive producer for The Pradeeps of Pittsburgh, an upcoming series. Beyond Hollywood, she has a passion for art. She graduated magna cum laude from Yale University in 1997 with a degree in art and has exhibited her photography internationally. She is also a strong advocate for eco-friendly living, promoting sustainable practices whenever possible. Laura Spencer. Laura Spencer's path to success looked different, but she made her mark in her own way. Born on May 8, 1986, in Oklahoma City, she had a passion for acting early on. She studied theater at the University of Oklahoma and graduated in 2008 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. She started her career in smaller roles, but it didn't take long for her to land something big. In 2013, she joined The Big Bang Theory as Emily Sweeney, a dermatologist who had a complicated relationship with Rauch Kuthrapali. Emily was originally meant to appear in just one episode, but fans loved her. She stayed on the show through season 10. Her character was sweet, but had a love for horror movies, which added an unusual and fun twist. At the same time, Spencer played Jessica Warren on Bones. From seasons 9 to 12, she appeared as a quirky, free-spirited intern. Balancing 2 major roles on popular shows at the same time is not easy, but she managed to do it without missing a beat. Before her mainstream TV success, she gained recognition in The Lizzie Bennet Diaries, a web series that reimagined Pride and Prejudice in a modern setting. The show won an Emmy for Outstanding Creative Achievement in Interactive Media. Spencer has said the experience taught her the power of social media in storytelling. Her career expanded beyond television. In 2021, she starred in 13 Minutes, a disaster drama about a tornado and the lives it affected. The film tackled social issues like immigration and abortion, and Spencer's role as Vicky gave her the chance to take on more serious material. She continued landing roles in high-profile projects. In 2024, She appeared in Grey's Anatomy in an episode titled If Walls Could Talk. She also had a guest role on Reservation Dogs, proving she was drawn to projects with cultural significance. Off-screen, Spencer has kept a low profile. She married Michael Jack Greenwald in 2019 and has stayed away from controversy. Instead of making headlines for personal drama, she focuses on acting and philanthropic efforts, using her platform to support causes she believes in.